Hi and welcome to BeatleDave's Beatles channel. Today's video is episode 5 of my Apple Records album series, so please come and join me. Hi everybody and welcome to BeatleDave's Beatles channel today. Hope I find all of you fantastic people doing really well out there, and thanks so much for joining me on the channel. Well, the subject for today's showing is episode 5 of my Apple Records album series, and it's the Iveys LP Maybe Tomorrow on Sapcor 8, which was actually just a European and Japan only release, but was also reissued as part of the Apple Reissues campaign in the 1990s. So in this series I've decided to show each album in release date order, as well as showing any additional USA or reissue pressings, and also some 8 tracks along the way as well. Obviously I won't be showing any solo Beatles LPs, just the other artists that are actually signed to the Apple Records label. Right now it's time for something completely different. It's Ask BeatleDave, yeah! So yes, welcome to Ask BeatleDave. We'll be answering your questions that you have about anything Beatles related, about any of the solo projects or any of the record labels associated with the Beatles, anything about the films, you name it, and I'll endeavour to answer it right here. So today's question is from Mark Foster. Hiya Mark, hope you're doing well. And he asks, BeatleDave, I know the Parlophone Company is a record label, but what is the Gramophone Company Limited? Right, okay, so Parlophone Records is actually a record label founded in Germany in 1896 by the Carl Lindstone Company as Parlophone, which has got no E at the end. Now, the British branch of the label was founded on the 8th of August 1923 as the Parlophone Company Limited, which has got the E on the end. Now, the actual reputation of this label at the time was actually like a jazz record label. But the Parlophone Company and the Gramophone Company were then actually 2 separate companies. Now both of these merged on the 31st of March 1931 and became the Electric and Musical Industries Limited, or as we all know, EMI. So Mark, hope that answers that question for you, and if any of you guys want to contribute to Ask BeatleDave, just send me a question in the comments and say it's for Ask BeatleDave, and I'll include it in a future episode. It's that simple. So come on guys, please me by getting involved and ask me some fantastic questions. Okay, so moving on, it's time for I Call Your Name. So yes, it's on to them old shout-outs, and it's a big BeatleDave hi to Joe Rob 46. Hiya Robert, how you doing? Be a good dogger. Hiya Scott, you okay mate? Nick Elias, Paul Lee, Skapina Polotska, hi Skapina, Vincent Rathbone, there Al Jackson and Dennis Wood. That's a big hi from yours truly, BeatleDave. So on to the main event then today, and it's episode 5 of my Apple Records album series, The Iveys and Maybe Tomorrow. So please, come and join me. The Iveys, later known as Badfinger, were a successful live act on the London circuit when they attracted the attention of Apple employee Mal Evans in early 1968. It was through Mal Evans' perseverance that demonstration recordings were made by the group and presented to the Beatles. Although the band was initially rejected by Paul and John, the former relented as more impressive Iveys tapes were brought in by Mal Evans. The group eventually signed with Apple in April 1968 and began making recordings with the incentive of releasing a worthwhile single. Maybe Tomorrow was therefore culled from various studio recordings the group made during a 12-month period, mostly under the production of Tony Visconti. The songs on the LP vary widely, with pop, rock and psychedelic sounds, though with few exceptions they didn't resemble the sound Badfinger would later become known for. The LP was issued in 1969 on the Apple label in Japan, West Germany and Italy. Although the album was scheduled to be released worldwide, the release in the US and the UK at the time was halted without explanation, although the most likely reason being the hiring of Alan Klein, who stopped many releases. The sound quality of the Iveys album is relatively poor due to a muddy mix. However, some of these tracks were carefully remixed in much better quality for Badfinger's debut album, Magic Christian Music. Due to Badfinger's subsequent fame and the album's limited release, Maybe Tomorrow has become an expensive collectible, and even so, the album was eventually granted a UK release in 1992 as part of the Apple Records reissue campaign. On the sleeve, Derek Taylor writes that these four very nice kids were not, nor are they now, adventurous innovators, but they are ready to be. The Iveys can sing, and they play tight, rich stuff, and write it too. They are lovely lads, and for them all, Apple feels love and admiration. So let's take a look. So here is then the Iveys and the album Maybe Tomorrow. This is a German original pressing which was released on the 4th of July 1969. Catalogue number is Sapcor 8 and also 3C062-9015. So we're going to take a look at the sleeve first. As you can see the guys there, this actual photo was taken by Peter Asher. So we'll take a look at the sleeve. This is in really lovely condition. You can see right at the top there you've got the catalogue number. Not the Sapcor 8 one, but just the German number there. You've got Maybe Tomorrow, the Iveys. And on the right hand side we got that Granny Smith. And this is a laminated sleeve. It's in quite good condition, really nice condition. These are extremely super rare these days, this particular album. Really hard to find a really nice one. And of course, the Iveys themselves, you've got Ron Griffiths there on the left, with Mike Gibbons, Pete Ham, and Tommy Evans there. Obviously, this is before Joey Molland joined the band, and it was changed to Badfinger. It's a great looking sleeve, that. Really nice. And you've got the guys at the top there. So you've got Ron, Mike, Pete, and Tom there. Of course, you've got that catalogue number again there, top right. Got some words of wisdom there by Derek Taylor, 1969. And then we've got the actual tracks on the album. And then at the bottom we've got the produced by Tony Visconti. Some tracks were produced by Mal Evans. And the photo by Peter Asher there. And Apple Records, bottom right. So let's just take a look at that spine then. So we've got some sort of inner sleeve here. It's one of those plastic type ones. I don't actually know if this is an original one or not, but this is what came with it. So here is then the original vinyl. It's got a really nice label on this particular issue. It's about 150 grams, I would have said. Really, really nice. You've got the Apple Records perimeter rim there, with the catalogue number to the right hand side. Side 1 and Sapcor 8 to the right. Then you've got Maybe Tomorrow with the track listing there underneath and the Iveys. And the matrix number on side 1 is 1C062-901-50A-1. Quite a muddy mix unfortunately on this particular record. Let's spin that over and turn that round. Once again, you've got Apple Records on the perimeter with the catalogue number on the right hand side with side 2 and Sapcor 8. And then we've got Maybe Tomorrow with the track listing and the Iveys. And once again, the matrix on side 2 is 1C062-901-50B-1. But this really is a great looking record. So hard to find these days in really great condition. So moving on to the next pressing which I've got here of Maybe Tomorrow. And this is the UK reissue pressing which was released on the 30th of June 1992. And this was part of the Apple Records reissue campaign. Catalogue number Sapcor 8 And the barcode on this issue is 0077779869213. So let's take a look at the sleeve first then. Once again, you've got that Maybe Tomorrow, Iveys there, and the Granny Smith at the top there. Nice picture of the guys. And then we're going to spin that over and look at the back side. You've got the four portraits of the guys there, with the Made in England, with the barcode there on the right hand side. Words of Wisdom by Derek Taylor. And then we got side 1, side 2, and you got record 2 with the bonus tracks, 2 of those tracks previously unreleased. And at the bottom there we got produced and arranged by Tony Visconti, and obviously some tracks produced by Mal, 1 track produced by the Iveys themselves, and arranged by John Barnum and Mal. Of course we got the original release in 1969, all tracks digitally remastered, and the Apple logo there. And some more information on the right hand side. So the great thing about this LP is we've got a nice gatefold sleeve which features much more information and extra pictures. Obviously this album featured Ron Griffiths before he left in about October 69, and Joey Molland took over. Some more information there at the bottom about the album. And on this side we've got record 1 and record 2, all the tracks. And there's a cover slick there for the unused album, which was going to be released in the US and the UK. And some picture covers there at the bottom. Let's just check that spine out. So onto the inner sleeve. This one's pretty good. Got a polylined inner, but this one's in pretty good shape as well. So onto the vinyl then. Obviously these are a lot thinner, these reissues, sadly, but they still sound pretty decent actually. Really good sounding vinyl. So we've got the All Rights perimeter around there, around the top edge, and you've got the Maybe Tomorrow above the centre hole. And on the left there you've got the 33 1/3, manufactured in the UK, with side 1 and all tracks remastered by Ron Fermanek. And on the right we've got stereo and Sapcor 8 with the number 7986931. And the matrix number of this side is Sapcor 81A-1-1-1. I'm going to flip that over and spin that round. Once again you've got the All Rights perimeter with Maybe Tomorrow there at the centre above the hole. The 33 1/3 on the left with the manufactured in the UK, side 2, and all tracks remastered by Ron Fermanek. And on the right we've got stereo and Sapcor 8 with the number 7986931 for this record. And finally the matrix number on this side is Sapcor 81B-1-1-1. And that's a really lovely looking record, absolutely mint condition this one. Once again we've got another one of those poly-lined inner sleeves there. This one's in great shape. Actually got the date on this one as well, 9/91 it looks like. So on to the bonus vinyl then, which has got 4 tracks, 2 of which are unreleased. And this runs at 45 RPM. Slightly thin vinyl again, which is a bit of a bummer, but there we are. You got the All Rights around the perimeter there, with the bonus tracks above the centre hole. On the left you got the 45, made in the UK, with side 1 and all tracks digitally remastered by Ron Fermanek. And on the right hand side there we've got stereo, Sapcor 8, and the number for this particular vinyl, which is 7986941. And at the bottom there you've got the 2 tracks and the Iveys. And the matrix on this side is Sapcor 82A-1-1-1. Then we're going to flip that over and spin that round. And once again you've got the all rights perimeter with the bonus tracks there above the centre hole, and the 45 on the left with the manufactured in the UK and side 2 and digitally remastered by Ron Fermanac. And on the right we've got the stereo Sapcor 8 with the number 7986941, and then we've got the tracks at the bottom with the Iveys. And finally the matrix on this side is Sapcor 82B-1-1-1, and that's a beautiful looking vinyl, really beautiful. So the final version of Maybe Tomorrow by the Iveys, which I've got here then, is this Russian release from 2020 by Audio Clarity, catalogue number ACL0056, and this actually is possibly an unofficial release, but I still don't actually know, can't find out any more information. So let's just take a look at the sleeve then, and then exactly the same as the previous sleeves, minus the apple on the right hand side. Still quite a nice looking sleeve. A lot of hair on them guys, a lot of hair. And we're just going to take a look on the back. And then we've got the 4 portraits of the guys. We've got the catalogue number there. You've got all that information by Derek Taylor, with all the tracks, side 1 and side 2. Audio Clarity logo at the bottom left. And at the bottom right there, some more information on Audio Clarity. And let's take a look at that spine. And then we've got a poly-lined inner sleeve there. So finally onto the vinyl then. And this one's a really nice weight, this particular vinyl. And if anybody else knows anything about this particular label or this particular pressing, if you could let me know in the comments, I'd appreciate that. You've got the Audio Clarity logo at the top there, with the side 1 on the left, and also the catalogue number on the right hand side. Then you've got the Iveys and Maybe Tomorrow, and bizarrely after that it says Worm. So I don't know what that's all about. And then you've got the first 7 tracks from the album, the original album there. I'm going to flip that over, and once again you've got Audio Clarity at the top there, with side 2, the catalogue number on the right, with the Iveys, Maybe Tomorrow, and Worm again. And then you've got the next 5 tracks from the original album, plus the 2 bonus tracks. But this is a really nice weighty vinyl. It sounds great as well. I've played this one and it sounds pretty good. So if it's unofficial, it still does sound pretty good. So thank you all for joining me and tuning in today, guys. I really hope you've enjoyed seeing those Iveys LPs, and of course any comments I get from any of you guys, I will always endeavour to come back to you as soon as I can. So the next Apple Records album series episode will be back again next month with the Billy Preston LP, That's the Way God Planned It, a real fabulous LP. So in next week's video I will be showing, as a request, a collection of Beatles promo CDs that I have, so make sure you're here next week, same Beatles time, same Beatles channel. So as always, if you enjoy what I'm doing, why not give us a like, subscribe and hit that notification bell so that you don't miss out on any future videos. This is BeatleDave signing off. BeatleDave.